Thank you very much for joining us for the main news on Camnet TV. My name is Makokwa Kozi. Let's take a look at the stories making the headlines. Man dies after building collapses on him. KABWE bus and taxi drivers protest. Abductors of 13 girls appeal their life sentence. In international news, Burkina Faso and Mali warning against Niger. And in sports news, Tunisia's HAFNAOUI returns victorious from World Swimming Championships. For details of these and other stories, join us shortly after this break.
Hello Zambia. Greetings to all soccer-loving Zambians. I am Dr. Stenkusi from the Czech Republic, and I will bring with me soccer agent Mr. Jakub Skibik and the coach Mr. Pavel Ondrečka, both from the Czech Republic as well. The Football League in the Czech Republic is a qualitative and competitive league in the world. Knowing that, there are a lot of highly talented footballers in Zambia. All of us will be visiting Zambia from the 2nd to 6th of August 2023 in partnership with Camnet Football Academy. Agent and coach will come to Lusaka, Zambia to look at promising young Zambian players. Chances are that hard-working players may get engagement in the Czech Republic and including other European leagues. We look forward to seeing you at the tournament, which will be organized by Pastor Moses Chiluba of Camnet Television. See you soon!
Welcome back, and now the news in detail. A 9-year-old girl of Lusaka's Chirenje South has been turned into a nanny and is being forced to look after a 4-year-old boy living with cerebral palsy. In an interview with Camnet News, the 9-year-old has explained that her mother's elder sister picked her and her elder brother from the village in the northern province last year on the pretext that she wanted to take her to school. The girl explains that after coming to Lusaka, she and her elder brother were forced to start looking after her young mother's 3 children, including the one with cerebral palsy. Meanwhile, grandmother to the girl says she has offered to take custody of the child, but that the young mother has refused. Details in the following report.
Robbed of her childhood, this 9-year-old girl of Lusaka has been turned into a nanny and is being made to look after this 4-year-old boy living with cerebral palsy. According to the girl, her mother's young sister picked her and her elder brother from the village in northern province last year, where she assured that she was going to take the children to school once they came in Lusaka. She narrates that when they got in Lusaka, the story changed as she and her elder brother were forced to start taking care of the 4-year-old boy living with cerebral palsy, as well as 2 other children whenever her mother goes for business.
Mariana tinkesa mingishe school next year pa Monday. Nyambana anati mami nipeleke nko school. Ati you now imonenda na yakutira ngutwarire ku school. Una ndati ati nomba ine kashi mumba kesha moko na afumine. Ati nomba niwe watu mine ndarama.
The girl adds that due to the mistreatment, her elder brother ran away from home and went back to the village, leaving her behind to look after the sick boy alone. Her wish is to go back to school, and she has called on stakeholders to help withdraw her from the guardian and instead allow her to stay with her grandmother, who has offered to take her to school.
ndefu okuya ku skulu nsapatu papa nshikwete isha ku skulu fyansi tabapekanya vanshira vyogwinya mwana.
So uyu mwana uramuchita shani?
Ndamusamba nakumulisha nakumufalika vyakuvala fyanse fifalika kuliyo ndamuchitira.
Meanwhile, this reporter also spoke to the child's grandmother, who explains that she is willing to take the girl in custody and take her back to school, but that the young mother has kept on insisting that the girl continues to take care of a sick child as she has no one to look after him.
Firafine umfa abacha ipusha kwati mwana unamtola kufizo ena nomba nakalipa alefo kusenda abana bonse aye nabone ko kine kukulukanga bwe uko bamukocha amanasha nabalume so nali mwatuma kulukanga bwe kwali bamayanda atukwali botuma yando tukamkwikalamu nombo oyu ngamusenda nishinisha ale musendera bantu kuli oyu umuntu tatema abalume bakubalitangira so nishikumusendera kuti aye mkushana omwana wa mini wawera nishafuma munganda so mukaicho ndero mbacha kwe bati uyu mwana nshale nankwe.
Meanwhile, this reporter engaged child justice in the matter, who has assured that it will take interest to see how best the child can be helped.
Government, we also appealing to all the stakeholders, the government especially, Department of Social Welfare, to be on the lookout and also make sure that for those that are perpetrators and those that are practicing such to be brought to book. And we also appealing for help, especially for the child who is being deeply affected, the 9-year-old child.
Meanwhile, the accused switched off a phone immediately after hearing that this reporter visited a home.
There is no response from the requested number. There is no response from the requested number.
The introduction of free education has seen an upsurge in the number of children enrolling in schools with the aim of attaining an education that will better their lives. But what will be of this young girl if she continues to take care of this sick child and like being in school? Prudence Chota, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Bus and taxi drivers in KABWE district of the Central Province have fought running battles with the police after being told to vacate the streets. The drivers who feel agitated by the directive marched to the KABWE Municipal Council to register their displeasure, arguing that there isn't enough parking space in the bus stations. Meanwhile, KABWE Mayor Patrick Chisala says there is inadequate space for buses and taxis to park and that government will not compromise on its decision. Here's a report.
They assembled at the entrance of KABWE Municipal Council, chanting and singing to express displeasure with the council's move to relocate them to designated bus stations and markets. These are bus and taxi drivers and street vendors who want KABWE Municipal Council to ignore government's directive to remove them from the streets. Inside the council chamber, the mayor, town clerk, and district commissioner are discussing the matter with the bus and taxi drivers' leaders.
If we have shown you where you are supposed to go and the space is there, and then we ask the taxi drivers to come with registered vehicles, I think then we'll have answered your issues.
The leaders of the taxi and bus drivers say there is inadequate space in the intracity bus station where they're supposed to relocate.
Because Mufunya bus era big bite. Alama big buses are from Makundo. Some solution about station. Then alama buses are big bite. Yes, a station. Before the station I've got it. Then alama buses are part of Barika. Let's join it.
The district commissioner is not compromising on the government directive.
Wings of government that should do what they should do, and they show segregation. We start seeing email to Kashirelonga, Shirea Kumarusaka, no Kushirea Kumaserengi. They are on their own. Let's agree, all of us here.
The commotion outside led to running battles between the police, the vendors, and bus and taxi drivers. By 11 hours, the police were still trying to control the situation, while the street vendors were throwing stones and burning tires. Shupekile Nkunika for Zanis in KABWE.
Kabwata Ward 6 Councillor Chisala Bwalia has disclosed that 16 shops around Kabwata Community Hall are earmarked for demolition because the Lusaka City Council leased the land for the development of the hall. Mr. Bwalia says the council is doing so to create revenue base for the Kabwata community and has assured that alternative places have been identified for relocating those that will be affected. The affected traders who were served with eviction notices on Friday, 28th of July 2023, this morning staged a protest calling for the area councillor to address them. They allege that the councillor was paid a sum of more than 100,000 kwacha by an investor to champion their removal. Here's a report.
They have staged a protest demanding proper explanations from the local leadership why they've been asked to vacate the place they have regarded as a source of income for some time. On Friday, 28th July 2023, these traders were treated to an eviction notice from the Lusaka City Council asking them to vacate their premises on ground that their shops were illegally built on the said land. The traders, who doubt the legitimacy of the eviction notice on Friday, 28th July 2023 and Monday, 31st August, trooped to seek the audience of the city fathers, Lusaka City Council, to provide its stance on the issue, which has resulted in appointments. As a result, the traders are pleading with the local authorities to withdraw their decision to evict them before a solution is provided on the table.
tinkalira pali yamene business yakutiseremo bana manje bagwere bati chose tizaenda kuti tizaenda tikagone kuti nimwe amene tidyera mwamene umu nimwe amene tisungira bana batu.
And so as here we are protesting, instead of addressing us you just passed because you know that you don't need us now, but we are the people who voted for you.
You yourself, you are benefiting, eating and doing something which is right according to yourself.
Others have accused the area councillor, Walia Chishala, of illegally championing their removal because he is benefiting from the investor that is intending to develop Kabwata community. They also allege that he has U-turned on the matter when the council has been collecting levies from them.
For us, we are the one who put him where he is right now. Now him is enjoying, he can't even come and address us. Let him come and address us because he's been running away from us. He's been lying to people, to the council people that he addressed us about this issue. He's never called us. We are the ones who called him for a meeting, and in that meeting even walked away.
These shops you see here, not just the owners are benefiting from them. Look, all these people, all these guys that you see here, help get food from these shops. They benefit from here. Everyone, almost everyone, not just the owners. And you are confusing us already. Look at, we are confused. The business has dropped right now. And what you can imagine, before they've even demolished these, we are already confused.
We must come and address us. We want to know the reason. Do you want to put a road? No, it's not even. That's not even the reason. So why not? Why do you want to chase us? We go where? Some of us, we've been to school, we've never worked in our lives, we don't have connections. We've applied to ZNS, to Zambia Army, everywhere. We've been chased there, now you want to come and chase us from here. Why? This is a sensitive matter you should come and address. Don't just give us notices to say you are evicting us on 7 days. For what? Why are you taking us to BH? And the issue of saying you are taking us to BH should look at the nature of the business. This is not a matter we are selling. We need to take us to BH.
But area councillor Walia Chishala discloses that 16 shops around Kabwata Community Hall are marked for demolition because the Lusaka City Council has listed the land for the development of the community hall.
So those people are sitting in the community hall premises, and the notice has been given so that the council civic center can develop the community hall for the benefit of the entire Kabwata Ward 6. So facts on the ground are that place has not been sold. It has been leased out by civic center for development. Anything else, of course, my name is being mentioned. I'm the councillor. You expect these things. People will allege a lot of things, and I can assure that those who want to be relocated, their space is there. The only problem that's there is people just want to trade along the road.
Now Son Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
The Lusaka City Council, LCC, has cautioned some council workers who are suspiciously collecting money from business owners despite them and not being revenue collectors. LCC Public Relations Officer Burumba Nyambe says these illegal actions are targeted at local and foreign businesses running their businesses without documentation from the local authority. Mr. Nyambe says the illegality is depriving the council of revenue intended for timely service delivery and payment of salaries, among others. He has since warned those championing the illegality of invoking the available legal provisions and closing down business entities that are paying levies to one authorized officer. Mr. Nyambe says the local authority has instituted investigations in the matter.
We've noted with concern that some unscrupulous council workers are collecting revenue from business owners despite them are not being revenue collectors. So this illegality has actually deprived the local authority of the much needed revenue that is supposed to go towards quality service delivery and of course council workers' salaries. So we are calling upon business owners to ensure that they always demand for receipts whenever they are making any payments of such kind. We also call on people involved in such illegalities to stop before the law visits them.
Lusaka's Comesa market leadership has clarified that no demolition is taking place at the facility, but the area behind Comesa Secretariat. One of the market representatives, Francis Simuchinga, says the letter issued by the Lusaka City Council on the 19th of July 2023 indicates that the authority has revoked temporary trading permits behind Comesa Secretariat. Speaking after an engagement meeting with LCC officials at the Civic Center, Mr. Simuchinga has, however, accused some named individuals at the market of using the said letter for their selfish gains by threatening traders at Comesa Market with demolition, which is not the case. Meanwhile, traders pending eviction have appealed to government to rescind its decision to demolish their structures. Here's a report.
Following its move to give a notice of demolition to some traders at Lusaka's Kawata Market, the Lusaka City Council LCC has moved its attention to Comesa Market with a notice that has taken over social media. According to the notice, the city authority will demolish about 236 structures at Comesa Market. However, market representatives have denied that the demolition will take place in Comesa Main Market. Speaking Tuesday after engaging some council officials, the representatives told this reporter the area under question is outside the market behind Comesa Secretariat.
But the issue here is we came here to a civic center to clarify, to make us clear or to make people be clear. And we were clear to say that place which is being demolished is behind Secretariat or at Zesco area and not Comesa Market, because Comesa Market is on its own. Nobody pays, people don't pay any levies at Comesa Market.
They have however accused the named individual of using the said letter, which shows that the council has revoked temporary trading permits to victimize traders in Comesa Main Market.
But tari mu Cross Border Traders Association uyu kachingwe ali mu trustee iyo trustee iyafumapo takweta amaka inena amaka ninkwata pali yena because nderusha pamyo shabantu mukomesa ninkwata amaka yakubalandira ninkwata amaka yakubalirira.
Like corruption, this is why we have gone to court, and what brought us here at Civic Center was the letters which they are manipulating. We are from seeing the director of planning, who has continued refusing what Kachingwe is doing. He said the area that they have given the notice is not the Comesa market inside there. But him, Kachingwe, is getting the letters from Lusaka City Council, start using them and threatening. So we don't know where he gets these powers. We would like to know where he's getting these powers.
Meanwhile, traders who are pending eviction have appealed to government to reverse the decision to evict them from the trading area.
Kuno ku press committee kulisira ndiko nisungira bana nilibe mwamuna nikwanisa kupeleka bana ku school ndiko tikwanisa kusunga umoyo wa bantu bambili kwamene kuno so tipempa chabe wa government watiyanga ndebo sikwacha kuti amene.
For now, less than 3 days remain before the council moves in to demolish the structures in a notice LCC Public Relations Manager Chola Mwamba has confirmed legitimate. For Camnet News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
A consortium of civil society organizations championing the revamping of the mining industry says it is disappointed that the Minister of Mines and Mineral Resources, Paul KABWE, has failed to deal with the issues at KCM and Mopani mines. Advocates for National Development and Democracy Executive Director Samuel Banda says the consortium will instead engage President Hakainde Hichilema over the future of the two mines. Mr. Banda has told journalists in Lusaka that President Hakainde Hichilema has the capacity in proficient negotiation skills to expedite the process and ensure that the issues and challenges in the mining sector are resolved. And speaking at the same media briefing, Zambians for Unity, Peace and Development President Ronnie Jere has disagreed with Mr. KABWE's assertions that the people of Zambia are being considered in making decisions for both KCM and Mopani mines.
I want to sympathize with our people, the people of the Copper Belt, the employees who are looking to vendetta resources to better their working conditions at KCM, the graduates who are looking up to KCM for employment, the youths who are looking up to KCM for employment, who are looking up to Mopani, the suppliers, the contractors who are looking up to Mopani and KCM for business opportunities. However, we want to state once again that we have the trust that President Hakainde Hichilema will resolve this issue immediately when he comes back from Israel. Let me make a warning to our Minister of Mines to stop these political rhetorics and avoid politicizing the negotiation process as it borders on human development, as it borders on the welfare of our people. We want to make a call to our minister to do the right thing in the interests of the Zambian people, to do the right thing to revamp the mining sector. Otherwise, very soon we might start calling for his dismissal.
We do not agree with yesterday's press statement that Honorable KABWE in it said that the delay in handing over KCM to Vedanta and the handing over of Mopani Copper Mine to the new investor is in the interest of Zambians. We don't agree with that. The reason being, there is no way the minister can say it's in the interest of Zambians when the same Zambians whom they claim to be representing are wallowing in abject poverty, the same Zambians whom they claim to be representing have their monies locked up in KCM and Mopani. The same Zambians whom the minister claims to be representing are the same Zambians whose fuel has been hiked yesterday. And we know that some of the reasons that ERB gave to hiking fuel is the issue of the depreciation of the kwacha against the dollar. And we know that unlocking the mining sector will stabilize our kwacha.
A concerned citizen in Lusaka, Alex Walia, has urged government to realign the Public Service Management Division, citing corruption. Mr. Walia alleges that the division is compromised and is being controlled by an underhand which has made appointments questionable. Speaking in an interview with Camnet News, Mr. Walia says at a time when President Hakainde Hichilema is reforming ministries, the division should not be left untouched.
The PSMD, it automatically needs reforms. And these reforms, they can actually advance the cause of the Zambian people. An institution like PSMD, it needs not to be left without any realignment. Realignment at PSMD is critically needed. In any event, even dissolving PCMD, that at least we can have new people there. We can have a new breed of people that can be handling the affairs of that institution. PCMD officers are very compromised to an extent that the whole entire institution is toxic. Our appeal to the Republican President is to take serious reforms on PCMD as urgently as possible. This is our appeal, so that we can have fresh blood at that institution.
The Zambia Institute of Human Resource Management is dismayed that about 4,000 human resource practitioners are operating illegally in the country. Institute President Kelvin Shimuzinga, who spoke at a media conference, regrets that only 2,000 out of the 6,000 human resource practitioners are fully registered and complying with the regulations. Mr. Shamizinga says his organization is now moving in to ensure that those practicing HR register with the Institute and operate within the law. On that note, we take our first set of commercials, but still ahead we have more news. Don't go away.
In our quest to save nations and develop Africa, Savenda is investing in the agriculture sector so as to produce supply for both local and international markets, housing over 12,000 pullets that are nurtured and fed with our locally made stock feed that comes from our own locally grown maize and soya beans, all processed from our recently installed milling and mixing plant. Our over 95,000 layers have an output capacity of over 1,500 trays of fresh eggs per day that are carefully selected and packaged for all the leading stores and supermarkets nationwide. Our greenhouses are fitted with the latest irrigation system, and the seedlings are nurtured to ensure only healthy plants reach the fields. With our deliberate planting schedule, we are better placed to supply constantly without interruption, thus reliable. Savenda Farms is also changing lives of its dedicated workforce drawn from the local community and beyond. So the next time you think fresh and green, think Savenda Farms.
Deborah, have you connected to the Wi-Fi on the bus? It's fast, it's amazing. I've just downloaded my books and I'm about to complete the series. It's nice, too.
No, I'm actually watching a reality show. He's about to propose. Oh, so sweet.
Make your trip seem short yet comfortable and safe when you use the UBZ luxurious fully air-conditioned coaches that come fitted with amazing onboard entertainment, passenger information services, coffee-making facilities and fridge for your hot and cold beverages, free and interrupted Wi-Fi for your gadgets, phone charging facilities, comfortable seats that recline to offer extra resting posture, safety seat belts, adjustable reading lights for each traveling client, and of course, clean flushing toilets for your convenience. So travel in luxury and safety with UBZ luxurious coaches. UBZ, We'll always take you there.
Water is life. Each drop counts, and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
Hello Zambia. Greetings to all soccer-loving Zambians. I'm Dr. Sten Kusi from the Czech Republic, and I will bring with me soccer agent Mr. Jakub Skibik and the coach Mr. Pavel Ondračka, both from the Czech Republic as well. Football League in the Czech Republic is a qualitative and competitive league in the world. Knowing that, there are a lot of highly talented footballers in Zambia. All of us will be visiting Zambia from the 2nd to 6th of August 2023 in partnership with Camnet Football Academy. Agent and coach will come to Lusaka, Zambia to look at promising young Zambian players. Chances are that hard-working players may get engagement in the Czech Republic and including other European leagues. We look forward to seeing you at the tournament, which will be organized by Pastor Moses Chiluba of Camnet Television. See you soon!
Welcome back. We continue with the news. A 31-year-old man, Joseph Sakala of Lusaka's John Howard, has died after a building under construction collapsed on him in the morning of Monday, the 31st of July, 2023. One of the workers at the construction site, identified as Morgan Twambo, says it was the deceased's first day at work and that he failed to make it out on time due to not being familiar with the construction site. Meanwhile, police spokesperson Ray Hamonga has confirmed the development to Camnet News and says the deceased's body has since been retrieved and deposited at the University Teaching Hospital mortuary awaiting post-mortem. Here's a report.
A life has been lost. Questions begging answers keep arising as to whether new structures being erected in the city are subjected to standard tests. A 31-year-old Joseph Sakala met his fate on Monday around 9 hours as he was doing a piecework at this construction site to have some cash in his pocket. A Camnet TV news crew that rushed to the scene on Tuesday morning found the rescue team still trying to locate his body, but was later retrieved at around 12:30 hours. Morgan Twambo, a survivor, narrates how it all happened.
Evidenze pa main port pa pena boka enzolonga shavini so ipitize kumbali side yawo so peshina ngambika evidenze ku side yawo na mkaizi babiri so uyu penze lili pansi wanza kafuta baona changambika batamangira kuli chichoyo evala konga pamene chiyenda kuza pamene mwampeza kukona kuza ndikwe chenze yenda chiputi so ndiye mistake amene apezeka mzatu atisi tine kuza kumbali na mzanga wakaena ndiye nasichita nekashe kwanza
Emmanuel Sakala, a relative who was at the scene to witness the retrieval of Joseph's body, explains how hard it is to lose a loved one in such a manner.
At least we are relieved now, though it has taken a bit of time. The progress was moving slowly. Thank God that we've managed to retrieve the body. I think these are the things we follow later.
Meanwhile, Zambia Institute of Architects President Fidelis Kabwiri says preliminary investigations have revealed that the construction company did not engage the engineers to supervise the project.
And preliminary investigation so far has shown that yes, there were some consultants on the project and we are also aware that the consultants were not engaged to do the supervision. And again, I think that points at why we are always emphasizing that whenever there's a construction project, we have consultants who are supervision at timely visits. We do not let the client do their own supervision. People are professionals in this field for one reason, because they have to ensure that the building comes out according to the quality that it was designed for. We have also noted that as we have come to site here, we are being welcomed by not engineers who are supposed to be explaining, and the site is still open for anyone walking and out.
Company representative, only identified as Mr. Mamulimbikira, says the company will provide necessary support to the family and that the site will remain closed for a moment.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that we experienced this. So as a company, we have taken precaution to close the site, and then we have instituted investigations just to get to the bottom of what really happened, so that we don't experience a similar incident. Then we have been in touch with government officials, government agencies responsible for the construction industry, who have been engaging, who have been cooperating with them. They are doing their own investigations. We have pledged to cooperate with them. The police have been here. The fire brigade were quite helpful in the rescue operation. And then even the family, we have been talking to the family. We are trying to assist to lighten the burden.
While owners of the premises have refused to give a comment, police spokesperson Ray Hamonga has since confirmed the incident in a statement. Vincent Piri for Camnet News in Lusaka.
A state witness has told the Lusaka Magistrate Court Tuesday morning that his testimony was relevant in the matter in which Economic and Equity Party leader Chilifya Tayari is accused of inciting mutiny, despite the Defense Counsel's questions of whether the testimony was important. Arnold Musonda, a sales operations manager at MTN, testified before Magistrate Kelvin Soma that in 2022, police officers from the force headquarters approached the institution with a warrant seeking information on a particular number whose details were discovered to be in the name of the accused. This is in a case in which Mr. Tayari is accused of attempting to seduce soldiers to rise against the command on grounds that their salaries were being delayed and that they were supposed to get 100% allowance instead of 50%. Here's a report.
Counsel representing Economic and Equity Party leader Chilifya Tayari placed the state witness under hot sitting when he questioned the importance of his testimony before the Lusaka Magistrate Court Tuesday morning. Arnold Musonda, sales operation manager at MTN, testified before Magistrate Kelvin Soma that in 2022, police officers from the force headquarters approached the institution with a warrant seeking information on a particular number whose details were discovered to be in the name of Chilifya Tayari. The state witness also told Magistrate Soma in his testimony that he submitted the KYC information to the police. However, in cross-examination, Mr. Tayari's lawyer questioned the witness if his testimony, which he claimed was short, was of any relevance to the matter before court. In response to the defense question, Mr. Musonda said his testimony was relevant in a matter in which Economic and Equity Party leader Mr. Tayari is accused of inciting mutiny, despite the Defense Counsel's question of his testimony importance. The witness, however, admitted that he was not aware of the offense the accused is facing before court, as he was only summoned to come and testify in relation to how he provided officers details with regard to a KYC information. The self-proclaimed public lawyer, Mr. Tayari, is facing a charge of inciting mutiny, contrary to the laws of Zambia. The state accuses him of attempting to seduce soldiers to rise against command on ground that their salaries were being delayed and that they were supposed to get 100% allowances instead of 50%. Trial continues tomorrow, the 2nd of August 2023. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
The Anti-Corruption Commission investigation officer, Friday Tembo, has told the court in his cross-examination that there is no connection between the loan that was given to Highview and government contract. In his testimony, Mr. Tembo has testified how the accused, Given Lubinda, contracted a loan of $300,000 United States dollars using his company director and shareholders called Highview Investments. This is in a matter in which Mr. Lubinda is facing 4 counts of being in possession of property suspected to be proceeds of crime amounting to $280,000 United States dollars. Here's a report.
The state has closed its case in a matter where opposition Patriotic Front Vice President Given Lubinda is facing corruption-related charges. Anti-Corruption Commission prosecutors informed Magistrate Stanford Ngowola Tuesday morning that they were closing their case after presenting their last witness. Friday Tembo is also the arresting officer in the matter. Earlier during cross-examination, Mr. Tembo, who is also an Assistant Director of Investigations at ACC, said there is no connection between the loan that was given to Highview and government contract. During his testimony, Mr. Tembo had testified before the court how the accused contracted the loan of $300,000 United States dollars using his company director and shareholders called Highview Investment. The witness testified that Highview Investment Limited entered into a purported loan agreement with a company called Qingdao Cotton Industrial Limited in China. According to Qingdao, had linked to the company called China African Cotton Limited, based in Zambia, Chipata. However, in cross-examination this morning, the witness said he could not give details if the money was paid. Further details adduced before court was whether the loan was a private agreement between Highview and Lee Chan. The witness said because the accused was minister at the time, but could not respond if the statement attributed a wrongdoing by the accused. In this matter, Mr. Lubinda pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of possession of property suspected to be proceeds of crime contrary to Section 71(1) of the Forfeiture of Proceeds of Crime Act No. 19 of 2010 of the laws of Zambia. The accused is alleged to have been in possession of property reasonably suspected to be proceeds of crime amounting to $280,000 United States dollars. Among the 4 counts of being in possession of property suspected of being proceeds of crime, Mr. Lubinda is alleged to have on the 3rd of March 2018 received $50,000 United States dollars from China African Cotton Limited, property believed of being proceeds of crime. The matter has been adjourned to September 12, 2023 for a ruling on case or no case to answer. In an event the court finds Mr. Lubinda with a case to answer, he will be placed on his defense. However, if he is not found with a case to answer, he will be acquitted by the court. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
2 Lusaka youths who were recently sentenced to life imprisonment with hard labor for adopting 13 women have gone to the Court of Appeal challenging the judgment. 23-year-old James Walia and 22-year-old Matthew Sikaonga were found guilty by Judge Charles Kafunda on 59 counts, among them abduction, rape and aggravated assault. The duo have argued in their appeal that the trial judge erred in law and principles when he imposed maximum sentences in some of the counts since they readily admitted to the charges from 3 to 24, and they never wasted the court's precious time. The convicts have also argued that the court erred in law and failed to have ignored the principles of sentencing established in Zambian jurisdiction and previous records of the accused as provided by the evidence. They further submit that the judge erred in law by becoming emotional when considering the sentence to be imposed on them. On that note, we take another set of commercials. Still ahead, we have international and sports news. Don't go away.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Renglow, your smart irrigation partner.
Hello Zambia. Greetings to all soccer-loving Zambians. I'm Dr. Stenpusi from the Czech Republic, and I will bring with me soccer agent Mr. Jakub Skibik and the coach Mr. Pavel Ondračka, both from the Czech Republic as well. Football league in the Czech Republic is a qualitative and competitive league in the world. Knowing that, there are a lot of highly talented footballers in Zambia. All of us will be visiting Zambia from the 2nd to 6th of August 2023 in partnership with Camnet Football Academy. Agent and coach will come to Lusaka, Zambia to look at promising young Zambian players. Chances are that hard-working players may get engagement in the Czech Republic and including other European leagues. We look forward to seeing you at the tournament, which will be organized by Pastor Moses Chiluba of Camnet Television. See you soon!
Welcome back, and now in international news, at least 4 European countries on Tuesday announced their plans to evacuate their citizens who are in Niger days after President Mohamed Bazoum was overthrown by members of his presidential guard. Burkina Faso, Mali warned against military intervention in Niger, as Niger's neighbors say any intervention to restore deposed President Mohamed Bazoum will be considered a declaration of war against them. Here is a roundup of international stories.
Residents of Niger's capital, Niamey, have reacted to the news of France's decision to evacuate its nationals from the country. On Tuesday, France and Italy prepared to fly out their citizens and other Europeans 6 days after a coup toppled President Mohamed Bazoum. I dare say they will live in symbiosis with this French population living in Niger, so they really have no reason to repatriate them. As far as we are concerned, this is yet another failure on the part of French politicians, and one that we all condemn. We don't have a problem with the French or European nationals, we have problems with European governments. If they say they were going to repatriate their population, they only have to repatriate their army first. President Mohamed Bazoum, seen as one of the last pro-Western leaders in the region, was overthrown on July 26 by his own guard. As an African, I can say that all the problems that Africans are experiencing in Niger, it's France. It's France that's at the heart of it. It is France that is at the root of our suffering. The people of Niger have become aware of their neighbors. We've seen the example of Mali and Burkina. So we also are going to follow in their footsteps. The French Foreign Ministry said there were an estimated 600 French nationals in Niger, but did not give details on how many wished to leave. The West African bloc, ECOWAS, on Sunday slapped sanctions on Niger and warned it may use force as it gave the coup leaders a week to reinstate Mohamed Bazoum.
France plans to evacuate hundreds of citizens over the next 24 hours. That follows attacks on the French embassy in the capital and the closure of borders after President Mohamed Bazoum was deposed last week. The regional bloc ECOWAS says it may authorize force to reinstate President Bazoum. The leaders of Burkina Faso and Mali say any military intervention in neighboring Niger would be considered a declaration of war against them. But supporters of the deposed president say there's a legal case for intervention.
In the protocol of the ECOWAS, there is the possibility of using violence against any power that is trying to use violence to seize the power in an ECOWAS country.
Israeli forces have killed a Palestinian man after he opened fire at an illegal settlement in the occupied West Bank. 6 Israelis were injured in the shooting. Hamas says the attack was in response to settler incursions at the Al-Aqsa Mosque on Thursday, led by Israel's ultra-nationalist security minister Itamar Ben-Gvir.
And now in sports news, Tunisia's Olympic champion Ahmed Ayoub HAFNAOUI returned home following 2 big wins at the World Swimming Championships in Japan. The 20-year-old Tunisian was welcomed by family members, fans and government representatives on his arrival at Tunis Carthage Airport. Among those present on Monday were Kamel Deguechi, Minister of Youth and Sports, Mahrez Bouassayen, President of the National Olympic Committee, and Heidi Bouhassan, President of the Tunisian Swimming Federation. Here's a report.
Returning from the World Swimming Championships in Japan, Tunisia's Olympic swimming champion Ahmed Ayoub HAFNAOUI was welcomed by family, fans and government representatives at the Tunis Carthage airport on Tuesday. Among those present were Kamel Deguechi, Minister for Youth and Sport, as well as Mahrez Bouassayen, President of the National Olympic Committee. The 20-year-old Tunisian, who is the world 800-meter freestyle champion, 1500-meter freestyle record holder and 400-meter freestyle runner-up, won 2 gold medals at the championships in Japan. He won the 800 meters freestyle final and broke the world record in the 1500 meters freestyle final. HAFNAOUI became an Olympic champion in Tokyo 2020, aged just 18, becoming the first Tunisian Olympic champion in swimming since Oussama Malouli won gold in 2008 and 2012.
To end the news, another look at the stories that made the headlines. Man dies after a building collapses on him. KABWE bus and taxi drivers protest. Abductors of 13 girls appeal their life sentence. In international news, Burkina Faso and Mali issue warning against Niger. And in sports news, Tunisia's HAFNAOUI returns victorious from World Swimming Championships. Now we look at the Camnet verse of the day coming from the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 7 to 8, and it reads, "For those who sleep at night, and those who get drunk at night. But since we belong to the day, let us be sober, putting on faith and love as the breastplate, and the hope of salvation as a helmet." That's it. That's all we had for the main news at 19:30. Don't forget to join us for another bulletin. On behalf of the entire news team, have a blessed night.